I'm Jacob.
I'm Yuri.
And we're going for a drive.
'25 Porsche Cayenne GTS Coupe.
With launch control. Okay.
The icy roads couldn't hold it back. Horsepower and torque.
493 horsepower, 486 pound-feet of torque from a twin-turbo 4-liter V8.
That's pretty nice. How about you floor it for me? That was a slow downshift. What's this transmission?
So we've got a normal 8-speed.
I'm all right with that. Shake my hand. Shake my hand!
I'm back from Spain. I've brought the entire new 911 gauge cluster with me.
Oh, yeah. I like these screens, man. Can you add some more?
Yeah. I mean, you got one over there that I can't currently see.
Okay, so what's different about this? This is not the Cayenne Turbo.
No, the Turbo is a hybrid, and then the Turbo GT is the toppest of topped trims. This is the GTS, which is always the sweet spot, and it truly, really is, again, in this generation, because this is the fastest one that you can get that isn't the Turbo GT, that isn't a hybrid.
I think looks pretty cool, but it also kind of looks like every Cayenne these days.
Yeah, it does have some unique GTS stuff, like sport design stuff, but I'm going to send this into Cliche Corner in the wettest of wet. And basically the only fact that we're still on the road is this all-wheel drive system. It is, oh wow, yeah, it is so slick outside right now. It's like freezing rain.
Freezing rain, thin layer of like ice.
Yeah.
And that's why all the rolling shots are probably from the press footage in a country like Spain or something.
That's right.
We don't need to ruin and break a camera to film in the ice. We're like 700-800 reviews deep.
Yeah, we've wrecked enough cameras.
Ruined enough, just, you know.
Okay, let's see what happens with this bump over here, the suspension. Hey, that was pretty good for Sport Plus.
Yeah, that's Sport Plus. But it's oh my God, it's so much more comfy and comfort.
It is. It makes a really big difference.
Dial on the steering wheel, it's super easy to adjust all that.
Yeah, so we do have the adaptive air suspension, and it does make a really big difference. This is that new generation of Cayenne adaptive air where it's got like a 2-chamber system, so it makes a bigger difference.
But I want to go back to the Sport Plus for the rumbles and the grumbles.
Yes.
Downshift.
Let's hear this V8. Lots of crackles.
Is that pumped in? It sounds
Yes.
almost like a Jeep SRT to me.
Okay.
It sounds a little more American than Porsche V8s usually do.
Yeah, so it definitely has, it's definitely pumped in because this engine typically doesn't sound that great, and you can tell it's like augmented, like you don't normally hear that sound from a true natural V8,
Okay,
so it's getting pumped in for sure, but the backfires and all that are real.
Let's listen to it.
From the outside. And from the inside.
And you know what's cool is your gauge cluster, your digital tach, even though red line's at the very bottom right, like it should be, your shift lights come into the middle at the top.
Yeah, and then it doesn't have the trickery of the GT3 where you can clock the tach to have your red line right at the top.
Yeah.
Doesn't need it. And I'm so used to this digital gauge cluster that it whatever, I'm not bothered by anything at this point.
Yeah, the opinions have been beaten out of you by the manufacturers.
Yeah, I mean, I literally drove a GT3 with a fully digital gauge cluster that looks identical to this one.
Yeah.
So that's no longer a point of contention, unfortunately.
Okay, and then I guess other things about this, you can also get it in SUV, not just coupe.
Yes, the normal one.
Are you enjoying the look of the coupe?
Yeah, I mean, it does look pretty good in this coupe for the coupe SUVs.
Did it rob any trunk space from you?
Of course it does.
Did it rob any trunk space from you using it?
Not if I didn't use it.
You didn't use it,
in
yeah.
my circumstances this week.
A lot of people just don't use
If I
their
wanted
trunks
to
for
put
that.
my dog in there, I would have been robbed.
Your dog? Your dog
Yeah.
would fit.
No, he'd be crushed.
Maybe by the
Poor
privacy
Rex.
cover.
No, poor Rex. Wouldn't have
Your
any
dog
room.
would fit. His head would just be right out the middle like that.
Oh, no, poor Rex. He
No,
would be suffering.
strongly disagree.
100% have to get the regular SUV version. But with the coupe version, you actually get some options that you wouldn't get on the other one. So this is the sportier one. We do have a lightweight package on here for a lot of money, which actually makes this thing look like a turbo GT. So we have center exhaust tips, like the turbo GT.
Oh yeah.
We have a carbon diffuser around that.
Yeah.
We have a carbon fiber roof, so we don't have a sunroof.
Oh yeah.
We do have some more carbon fiber accents throughout, and then we are supposed to have different 22-inch wheels, but we are in winter, so we have the smaller winter wheels right now.
You know what I would really like for winter driving?
I think I have a hunch, Yuri.
The Continental recommended tire.
That would be the Extreme Contact DWS 06 Plus.
Ooh, yeah.
So this doesn't actually have lane keep in terms of lane centering. It only has the one that kind of bounces you back in the lane.
Okay, so maybe this is not the car for...
But it does have adaptive cruise, and it has worked very well for me.
Yeah.
I'm sure you can get the, I think it's called InnoDrive with Porsches, which is like the lane centering stuff. But yeah, this thing rips. It handles really well. Obviously, it is a GTS. We do have rear steering as part of an option as well, individually. And what this does compared to like most other SUVs in this class that I really notice is the way it changes directions. Like, it responds so quickly to every little input on the steering wheel.
Yeah,
it's really impressive.
The second you put a GTS in a Porsche name, it's expected.
Yeah,
like 100% expected.
As much as they don't like F around with the GT3 and the GT line, they also don't F around with the GTS. So as long as it's got GT in it, you know you're good.
Yeah, okay. Is there a car with GT in it that's bad from Porsche?
From Porsche? No. I don't think so.
How about other companies?
Oh, plenty.
Yes. You probably get like a Chevy Impala front-wheel drive GT or something. I don't know.
There's the Grand Am GT. There's Grand Prix GT.
Sunfire GT.
Sunfire GT.
Cavalier Z24.
Okay, so the Chevy GTs, maybe.
As long as it's GTS.
Yeah. So we do have some drive modes. We got our normal GT-style drive mode selector on the steering wheel.
And you get the button in the middle.
Yeah, for sport response.
That's good.
We do have off-road, normal, sport plus, and sport. And then, yeah, sport response, which I can't use because there's a car in front of me right now. But it does give you full boost for 20 seconds.
You know what I've been thinking about and I've seen on the road is first-gen Cayennes.
Yeah. You cold over there, buddy?
A little. We just got to keep the air cold to keep our cameras from overheating.
All right.
I would love to drive like an original top trim manual one.
Oh.
I think that would be so cool. Like, well, how much do they go for on tsb.truecar.com? Can we find a cool one?
Oh, dirt cheap. They never offered the turbo and manual.
Whatever the toppest manual
it would have been a GTS.
Was.
Yeah, yeah.
Man.
I know.
Man, I mean, that must be cool.
Yeah, probably. Doesn't Zach from Motormouth have one? Didn't he buy the old press car?
He bought a diesel.
I think
diesel was the gimmick he bought. And then
I thought he had a GTS.
I don't know. And then you could also, what's that rally one that was cool with like the orange? Dakar or something?
No, I forget what the name is. Trans-Siberian one?
Trans-Siberian Orchestra.
Yeah, that one. That one.
Yeah, anyways, I would love to test that out one day. Guys, do you want us to review old cars? If my Mazda Miata review can get past 100,000 views, then we will start reviewing old cars.
It still doesn't?
I think it's like maybe just there. I know.
Okay.
They don't want us to review old cars.
No.
We tried.
As much as we would love to, because that's all we buy. Let's get into manual mode and use this. It doesn't downshift as quick as a PDK, but that's because of towing.
Yeah.
Although I don't think you can tow with this one because of the center exhaust. But I saw some people on the Porsche forums talking about option packages, which honestly is kind of insane. These people are like on another planet in terms of like option packages on the forums. Like, it's just like a flex of like who got what. And people are like, well, actually, if you get this option package on the GTS and then you get your dealer to add the towing package after, apparently there might be a way to get a hitch. I don't know, but if you got one of these that could tow, it's up to 7,700 pounds. So that's the reason for the transmission.
Yeah, that's pretty. Yeah, I'm good. I like automatics. It's predictable. It's easy. It's the thing. And like, I don't need like lightning shifts in a big old SUV.
No, and when you just like floor this thing and you're not driving in manual mode, like I'm just gonna put this back into regular drive, and the way it automatically just does all the shifting for you, like that's a little slow, but then the next gear is just gonna be like, eventually when I get there, it's just nice and smooth.
Okay, what's the ugliest Cayenne you've ever seen? Because whatever you say, I have the correct answer for.
I don't really think any Cayennes are that ugly, but I'm sure you can think of one.
Yeah. Zuck.
Oh, God. Yeah, you're right. Yeah. I forgot about that one. Yeah, the minivan one. Yeah. Well, that's West Coast Customs for you.
Don't worry,
right?
this is YouTube is Google, so he's never going to see this.
Right, yeah.
We don't upload to Facebook.
We should start, though.
Yeah.
We need that Facebook
I got to cut out that Zuck part.
Yeah.
Actually, my favorite Cayenne,
yeah.
Zuck's minivan Cayenne. Love that. Love Facebook.
Facebook's great. All right, Yuri, let's Facebook you into the driver's seat.
Me or AI?
AI.
A fake AI profile of myself.
Yeah. Good luck holding this thing back.
I'm gonna let it sit into the brake at the launch control until the car turns 90 degrees.
It was starting to do like a rear wheel burnout. Oh.
I love how the engineers were like, if it rains, we are going to make it eat the rain.
Yeah, like if you needed any further proof of how rear biased this all-wheel drive system is, like this launch in this weather.
Imagine it like staging like that on a wet drag strip. What are you doing?
Just this thing just bouncing back and forth like a little muscle truck thing.
Yo, I love these seats.
They're really comfortable.
Houndstooth?
Yeah, yeah. You know what this reminds me of overall?
That one you built?
Yeah. Basically identical.
Oh yeah, that is right.
Like
except for they color match the bottom, like
yeah.
the style of my white one.
Yeah.
Sick. Hey, why can't I see anything on this screen?
Oh, you hit all the buttons while you mashed that, but now I can still see it.
Nice.
Yeah, so that's obviously an option.
I got my two screens here. They're nice. I got wired or wireless Apple CarPlay. Connects instantly wired. Love, love, love that.
Yeah, it's flawless.
Well, a little bouncy. I'm going to put it into normal.
It is still really comfortable in all the modes, but you can definitely notice a difference in Sport Plus.
Then you can adjust everything. We've got the, I guess, older normal infotainment. I know the Macan EV has a slightly updated infotainment.
Yeah.
But they look the same, but you can tell this is not like Android Automotive or whatever.
This is the same as any gas-powered Porsche.
Yeah. It's pretty easy to use, all your system settings. It's normal Porsche, not the hardest to use, not the easiest, but still pretty decent.
I've gotten so used to it that it's just whatever.
Climate down here, I've gotten really used to this.
Yeah, same.
I'm not mad at this at all. I think they did a great job with that.
I know.
And then I miss the sunroof.
Yeah, but the Alcantara looks pretty fancy, and I get some extra headroom, so I'll take it.
Can you get white Alcantara?
I doubt it.
I love it. That would be sick. Houndstooth headliner.
And even though this is a coupe, I actually do fit in the back, which is great.
Nice. They have a lot of trunk room.
Decent amount for sure.
For a dog. Close to lock.
Yes. Yeah.
And we got the cool little Porsche key, even though we don't need to plug it in anywhere because we got a start-stop hard button on the left and then your shifter stuff on the right, which I've gotten used to, still don't like.
It's literally on every, like 911, it's the same now.
I'm like,
I know.
I'm not in love with it, but yeah. I've gotten used to it.
And while I was in Europe, I did notice that even the Volkswagen Transporter vans that we were in have all the same stuff now.
Yeah,
I'm like,
yeah.
oh wow, yeah, this makes sense. Volkswagen Group.
Yeah, hey. Okay, let me do a U-turn.
Okay. That's not a U-turn.
You're gonna tell me I'm wrong?
A reverse U-turn?
I did not feel much rear steering there.
No, it's not crazy. It's very subtle.
Okay, cup holders. They look a little grippy, but we got one level that's like higher or lower, so that's cool. Got some flexibility in there.
Yeah, I've had no problem with them.
The visors, 3, 2, 1.
Fail.
Oh, Porsche.
Yep.
Hey, I can kind of see some like Porsche fender flares. I saw a lot in your driving footage in your GT3 that looked cool.
Oh yeah.
If we pop the bonnet, what would be the TotalEnergies recommended oil? Because I guarantee you there's no dipstick here.
There is no dipstick. You got to do it through the gauge cluster. That would be the TotalEnergies Quartz Ineo FGO 5W40. And always follow your manufacturer's recommended guidelines.
Unless your car is out of warranty, then you do whatever you want.
Yeah.
I'm not the boss of you.
Yeah.
Do not take my advice. This is not real advice.
I've definitely changed oil weights on certain cars due to mileage and the way I drive my cars at higher RPM sometimes.
So you're pretty much a race car engineer at this point.
Yes. Although I have verified with TotalEnergies the correct oil weight if I wanted to push certain vehicles that I own. So you do go up to a higher warm weight. So you go from like a 30 to a 40 weight. Things like that.
Hey, where's my head-up display?
Don't have one.
Oh, you know, I don't mind. Because a lot of head-up displays don't work with my, the windshield gives a double layer thing in my astigmatism, and all of a sudden, all the tail lights are double layered.
Yep.
I actually really like non-head-up displays.
Same, I don't like head-up displays. I don't care for them.
You want something cool?
Sure.
I got a FLIR camera from FLIR, and I can see how heated the steering wheel gets.
It gets really hot. I'll tell you without a camera, and it's quick.
We're gonna dial in that temperature and see if it's the whole ring, and we can see the design on the heated seats.
That is pretty cool that you can see that. And they do heat up quite quickly, but they are not cooled.
Let me know what other weird tech I should use to test stuff out on. I'm trying to get eye tracking goggles. If you work at a company that has eye tracking camera stuff, that would be great, because I'd love to see how distracted I am from infotainments. However, the one I reached out to, it was like $30,000, and they wouldn't give me one for free to use. So, you know,
I know one. We just gotta drive around with those Apple goggles.
Yeah, vision thing. I think that's literally not allowed.
What do you mean? It's just glasses.
I think they're more than just glasses. And then I guess more styling stuff on it. You like this color red?
Yeah, it's just like an appropriate normal Porsche red.
You know what red I really liked?
No.
That 996 GT3 in that lineup of GT3s from your event that you went to.
Yeah.
That one made the rest of the GT3s look old, like kind of bland.
I mean, I did really like that one as well. That one's cool, but
that one just looked the most different than the rest of the GT3s. Like,
it did.
They all the rest looked exactly the same, and I'm like,
I forgot to mention this in the GT3 video. I wish Porsche did a 25th anniversary special where they went back to the runny egg headlight as a heritage thing. I
think, like,
right?
They should.
It would be one of the ones that are desirable way later down the line.
There's something about that, like, that they attempt at being different that I really liked.
I didn't, but I also seeing in the lineup was like, oh, that's different. That's
it's
cool.
Like smooth. I don't know.
Yeah.
Something about that. Can I buy a GT3 996 with straight pipes money?
No, only Corvettes. Only LSs.
Only LSs are.
You're allowed LSs, and that's it.
LS swap GT3.
We need to
revs to 5,000.
Actually, I have considered LS swapping a Porsche.
You mean paying someone to do it?
Yes, obviously.
All right. Is there any other cool stuff about this?
No, it's just great to drive overall, and I love this thing. And if I did buy a Cayenne, it would be a GTS, is what I've decided.
Like a brand new one?
Just anything. If I bought a Cayenne, it would be a GTS. It wouldn't be a turbo. It would be a GTS.
I think if I bought a Cayenne, I'd have to go for like the first year manual one.
Which would be the GTS.
And I guess that's also runny egg style headlight gen, right?
But they never really got them. They had
but they
like
looked
this
weird.
Well, they had like the refresh basically of the 996 headlight, kind of.
Yeah.
Where it was like sharp in the corner.
Yeah. So I guess
I almost bought one of those. I almost bought a turbo of one of those.
I'm just like, I just live in my own little bubble of cars that people don't really like or know about, I guess.
That's right.
But I do like it.
Okay.
Let's get to the price.
It starts at $139,800
Canadian.
And this one is optioned out to $166,870.
Let's add some lane keep and all that stuff. Let's get full driving packages. I want full spec'd out Porsches only.
Yeah. It would probably be, I mean, you can keep going with this thing, as we saw with the one that I spec'd out with all of the carbon packages. You can literally get like carbon fiber floor mats and all that crazy stuff.
I would be incredibly happy with this compared to the Turbo GT.
That's what I'm saying, yeah.
Like, I would just want a sunroof.
Okay, yeah. So then you can't get the lightweight package, which also makes sense.
Thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing.
See you guys at the next video somewhere here.